Girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. Girls with their nails done.
Let's wind it up. Let's get ready to rock and roll. Good evening, you beautiful, beautiful people. I hope you're well. I hope you're fantastic. And I would just like to say it's absolutely freezing. Doing some spatial rearranging on the desk. There we go. Let's turn down the intro music a bit. Okay. I have YouTube open on my phone so I can see your messages. Now let's get rid of this thumbnail, shall we? Let's kill the music. Let's get into some flying. So yeah, just before we get started, thank you for 280 subs. Obviously, like when you're doing YouTube stuff and you're spending a lot of time editing videos, flying videos, especially the two wheels on our drone videos, they can take so much time to edit. It can be quite a long time spent behind the computer editing those kind of videos. I do have some Siege stuff that I really do need to finish. I've been saying that for so long now. I have Apex Legends and I still have the Call of Duty Black Ops stuff to finish as well. It's just a little bit insane at this point. It's pretty crazy, to be honest. But anyway, I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're all doing fantastic. It's like -3 or 4. outside at the moment. So I thought, you know what, instead of going out and being absolutely freezing, I thought, you know what, I'm going to stay inside. We're going to do some flying. Now, last time I streamed DCS, we flew in the F-16. And I've just recently... recently? We're channeling our Scooby-Doo this evening. Recently? Scrappy? Yeah, I just recently recorded another F-16 Airshow demo video. And I feel like out of all the DCS videos that I do these sort of airshow demos with, um, the F-16 is one that I've kind of clicked with since I started. But talking aside, I'm gonna get this thing fired up.
Engine fire left. Engine fire left. Engine fire right. Engine fire right. APU fire. APU fire. Bleed air left. Bleed air left. Bleed air right. Bleed air right.
So we're gonna do a cold start, as if we were doing this for an actual thing.
Engine fire left. Engine fire left. Engine fire right. Engine fire right. APU fire. APU fire. Bleed air left. Bleed air left. Bleed air right. Bleed air right.
There we go. Everything sounds good. I'm gonna switch on our APU. We're gonna get this beautiful Hornet fired up. I'm gonna quickly set my bingo fuel now, which I'm just gonna set to 1500 pounds. Now, whilst I'm waiting on the APU cranking, we are gonna switch on our HUD, switch on everything else. I'm gonna arm the ejection seat now because I always forget. Well, let's crank that right engine. Let's get this beautiful bird started. I'm not gonna close the canopy because there are some beautiful sounds when this engine's firing up. 25% RPM. We can push the right throttle out of idle, well, out of cut off into idle. And we want to make sure this temperature doesn't go above 700 degrees, if I remember right. Didn't even go past 529. Awesome. Now I'm not going to do it.
Flight controls. Flight controls.
I'm going to turn on these lights just a little bit. I'm going to zoom out whilst I just do this interior light test. Awesome. I'm going to quickly align our INS to ground. Radar I don't need to worry about because we ain't shooting anything today. We are just going to pull some G. Yes. Onboard oxygen, we want that on. Oxygen flow set to on. Okay. We're going to go and crank the left engine now. We'll get that started as well. Once again, keeping an eye on our gauge. Left throttle from cut off to idle. And once again, making sure the temperature doesn't go above 700 degrees. Now the Hornet's one of the few aircraft that I can actually do this procedure from the start. There we go. All is good. Both engines are up and running. I'm going to go and reset the master caution light over here. And we can rotate the bleed air valve 360 degrees. Also switch on our taxi light. Reset the flight controls because we're going to do a flight control test. And the controls are now in test. You'll see the control surfaces moving around. This is the aircraft performing a test just to make sure everything's well and everything is operating as it should be. I'm not touching anything on the joystick or the throttle at this point. And these beautiful, lovely beeps let me know that that test was a success. got all the go here. That's the APU shutting off. Both engines are good to go. Now, want the FCS page there. Gonna set our takeoff trim. Gonna switch our flaps to half, and I'm gonna close the canopy now. Quickly uncage that. Set my rate alt to 200 feet. Okay. I think we are ready to rock and roll and get this baby up in the sky and get her flying. Parking brake is still on. I could have sworn I just switched you off. I'm a noob. Now we can get underway. We're rocking the beautiful Swiss Air Force livery today. In this little airshow setup that I have at Kutaisi here, I have a Hornet that's basically set to, it's already started, so once you spawn in, the jet's started and you're ready to go, you can just taxi out and head to the runway. But I do have one that's set for cold starts, because every now and then it's quite cool just to run through the procedures for cold starting. I'm going to do a quick switch to nav over here on the INS. Yeah, I've had coffee, I've had iron brew, so I've got pretty much everything I need to hopefully fly a nice, smooth display. I've been spending so much time flying the Hornet lately, I've actually been neglecting the beautiful Su-27 quite a lot. But before we get into the sky, I just want to say a quick thank you for 280 subs. Like I said earlier, you know, like a lot of these videos you can spend so much time editing them, and I know the drone videos and like the bike videos won't be for everyone, in the same way that I know the DCS videos won't be for everything or for everyone. And like I also said, we still have Siege stuff to finish editing as well. There's a lot of stuff I really need to finish, and I still have my experience from the 4th rail bridge to finish editing as well, and another episode of Two Wheels on a Drone. I'm just going to do a quick check of everything here, make sure everything is good. Our ejection seat is armed. I've set the radar altitude. That's uncaged. Did I set my takeoff trim? Yes, I did. Okay, let's get this demo started. But yeah, the channel also passed 50,000 views as well, which is absolutely awesome, so I'm really grateful for the support. I thought, you know what, seeing as how I didn't get the chance to edit a video this week, let's do a stream. Now the Hornet's one of those amazing aircraft where you barely need to pull the stick back, it'll just lift off on its own. Once that takeoff trim is set, we're going to go afterburner on, flaps up, we're going to stay low. And up she goes. Now we're going to start this display with a box loop, which basically means you pull the jet vertical, you go straight up and then you hold it. It's kind of like you're doing a rectangle in the sky. And down we go. Afterburner on. Getting a couple of frame drops at the moment. I've noticed sometimes when you have the console lights on in DCS, it's been affecting me quite a bit lately with frame drops after the latest Windows updates. Gonna bank, aileron roll towards the crowd, and once again pulling Gonna back off on the throttle. Keep in there. Just holding the turn, holding the bank. Sitting nicely at 4.5G turn there. Back towards the crowd. Aileron roll.
All right.
And we're braking right. Afterburner on. Light the fires. We're forming a figure 8. And we're going to go up from here. Showcasing the Hornet's incredible climbing ability. And once again, just how agile this thing will turn and rotate. Back down low towards the runway then. Another aileron roll and back the other way. I should have done that earlier. The vice versa rolls have called that. Up we go once again. Now from here we're just going to hold her for a few seconds. Let the speed drop off, roll and pull. Afterburner on. Ease the pull on the joystick, let the aircraft head towards the ground.
Altitude.
Roll off on the afterburner. We're coming back towards the runway. And over we go. Whoop. Little overcompensation there. Holding her inverted. Afterburner on and into a hard pull once again. 7.2 Gs. And we're going to roll off the afterburner now. Head down towards the crowd and pull hard. I always find that when you dip the nose towards the runway and then pull, it looks quite good on videos. Because it shows just how hard the Hornet will pull and turn. Between sort of 280 and 350 knots, the Hornet is just absolutely magnificent to fly. She will pull so tight and just point her nose to the sky. Slow aileron roll. A little bit faster than I would have liked, but hey. Afterburner on. Hard pull up towards the sky. Point the nose, almost vertical. I want to get above 5,000 feet for this one. And over we go. Right engine only. Pushing the right rudder. We're going to flicker over.
Altitude.
Hold her there. Let the aircraft rotate slowly. Actually come just a little bit over the crowd line there. Back towards the centre, and we're going to pull. Holding it in the loop. Keeping that afterburner going. Now we're going to roll out, killing the afterburner. Back off on the throttle here. We're going to do a bit of throttle management, because we're going to rotate ourselves round for the high AOA pass. I'm going to start easing back on the throttle as we keep the nose high. Just holding between 15 degrees there. Our altitude is slowly falling, that's okay. I'm going to bring the nose up and start managing that throttle. We're bringing the nose up to 30 degrees. I'm going to work the throttle back and forward. Maintain. Our altitude is climbing slightly, it's okay though. We're always moving that throttle back and forward. We're just going to look We're getting a little bit of bounce on the front nose there. I'll wait to engage the afterburner once we clear the runway, because you want the entire crowd length to see the Hornet holding its nose high. Afterburner is on then. We're going to hold her here to recover with some speed. I want to be above 200 knots, and then we're going to slowly climb up. Letting her rotate over once again then. Come over in a bit of an arc, but that's okay. We're going to kill the afterburner.
Altitude.
We're just going to slowly
Altitude.
rotate the aircraft back towards the runway. Afterburner on then.
Pull up. Pull up.
Mach number is climbing 0.8, and up she goes. Up towards the clouds. Once we drop below 320 knots, we're going to pull hard. Engage the afterburner once again. See how quickly the Hornet will climb. Rotate over.
Altitude. Altitude.
Then from here, I'm just going to hold, pull, turn. Then we're going to rotate the aircraft over towards crowd center. Rotate over. And again. And stop, snap, pull. We're just going to ease off on the pressure of the stick. I'm just going to hold her on the bank just now. And pull once again. The speed dropping below 200 knots there. Okay, we're going to do one more of these. Afterburner on. Just going to recenter that. Inverted once more. Roll. And up. Again, looking for 5,000 feet for this maneuver. Gonna bring her back towards up and over 5,000 feet there. See how quickly she does climb. I'm gonna point the nose towards the crowd. I'm gonna rotate.
Altitude. Altitude.
Throttles to idle. I've dipped it just below. We've got 4,500 feet, we should be okay. We're gonna flip. We're gonna neutralize that with the afterburner on. Ooh, that's why I need 5,000 feet. Cut that very close. That's why you need 5,000 feet. I held it a little bit longer than I probably should have, but it's okay. Like I say, I've spent so much time in the Hornet lately that getting to know altitudes and sort of speeds for a lot of the maneuvers that I've been practicing. And we're just going to give the audience a wing wave. And then we're going to finish this display with a 0.095, sorry for the beep, 0.095 Mach fly past. So we're almost the speed of sound. Start cranking on the throttle now. Try not to apply too much pressure on the stick because I don't want to bleed off too much speed. Coming around in a wide arc. Our Mach number there, 0.85, 0.9. Looking for 0.95. Throttle to idle, there we go, 0.95. Aileron roll at the end of the runway. And brake. Pulling that stick hard. Back towards the crowd. Another aileron roll. And that is going to wrap up this display. We cut it a little bit close on the pedal turn, on the rotation. But it's fine. Throttle to idle. I'm going to deploy the air brake to bleed off some speed. And pull a little bit of G. A little bit more. Gear down, flaps half. We're going to line ourselves up with the runway. Taking quite a wide? Well, quite a wide turn and a long approach, I guess. But it's fine. But yeah, roughly for about 5,000 feet, I found is a really good safe limit for the pedal turn. A bit too much throttle there. Back off. And she's down, a nice smooth touchdown, air brake deployed. I'm going to apply some braking pressure. Now unfortunately, because I don't have rudder pedals or anything, I use one of the rotational hats on my throttle, which gives me my rudder control. So I don't have any toe brakes or anything like that, I just use the stick on the front of my X56. Well, the lever on the front of my X56 rather. Now, once we slow down a little bit more, turn on nose wheel steering, because we're heading way left. And that's going to wrap up this one. Now, the cool thing is about live streaming it is I don't need to record this and then edit it now. We can just watch it back together. So now that I've cleared the runway. Yes, yes. Pop the air brake back in. Give the crowd a wave. Hello, hello, thank you for watching. Right, let's watch it back. And let's see how it looked from the ground. I'm just going to watch track. But yeah, like I said, the Hornet, I've spent a lot of time flying it, and it's becoming like one of my favourite jets to fly. At one point, obviously, it was the SU-27 where I flew pretty much constantly. Now, I will speed this up, but I won't speed it up whilst I'm in the cockpit because you'll get dizzy watching the watching my head swivel around so much. The ladder folding away is a really cool thing. Just need to fast forward this a bit because I did have DCS open whilst I was preparing the stream. We'll get there eventually. Fast forward it a bit faster. Okay, nice one. Looks like I have a little bit more to fast forward through. Interesting. Now, a quick random thought. The tail number on this aircraft is 5012. The very first Hornet I saw. Here we go. I'll not talk over this. I'll let you hear the beautiful sound of the Hornet starting up. And then I'll position my camera so that we can watch it from the ground. Awesome. Right, let me quickly rotate through the cameras to get to Kutaisi. But yeah, as I was saying, the very first Hornet I saw fly was 5010, and that was at the Scottish International Airshow. And Air. Quite strange that you have the air show at Air. So it technically is an air show. Let's just pass by over here and just have a little view of our Hornet from above. But yeah, I'd never actually seen a Hornet fly before. Obviously, I attended a lot of air shows as a kid. When Looker's Airshow took place once a year. I'm based in Dundee, so Looker's is basically across the water in Fife. And the days of watching the Nimrod, the Tornado, the Jaguar, things like that was quite special. There's also but yeah, like all the years that I'd been going to the Lookers Airshow, I'd never actually seen a Hornet fly. I'd seen like a MiG-29 fly though. Like the Polish Airshow displayed the Polish Airshow? Well, the Polish Air Force displayed their MiG-29 one year. Incredible display. It was so smoky, but as I said in a previous airshow demo with the MiG-29, that was what kickstarted my love for Russian aircraft. And I had such an obsession with the MiG-29. Obviously now the Typhoon is very well in service with the RAF. But when I was visiting those air shows, it was basically something that the Typhoon was new, and it was new and exciting. Kind of like what the F-35 is now. I know obviously the F-35 has been displayed a couple of times at air shows across the country. But the F-35 is also a plane that I haven't seen fly yet. So that's one that I'm hoping to catch next year at some point. But anyway, I'm going to position this camera so we can watch back this demo from the ground, and I'll fast forward it. I'm going to position our camera roughly. I usually go about here, and obviously you wouldn't have like a crowd so close to the runway, but because it's DCS, we can kind of do what we want. I'm just going to fast forward this part. This is also the problem with watching back the track. But here she comes, taxiing towards the runway. I'm going to lock onto the jet now, and I'm going to zoom in on it. There she is. Hello, Hornet 5012. The tail number I have set for the jet that's basically set to hot, so you basically just jump in it and go, is 5010. So that's the aircraft that appears. Usually if there's a Hornet demo video that I've recorded, it's 5010. Paying tribute to the very first Hornet that I saw. I know I didn't sit here too long, so we will be able to watch and listen to the epic sounds of the Hornet. You can hear the engine spooling up. So from here, I've done enough talking through the demo. I am just going to let you listen to this now. I will stay quiet and just let you enjoy the sounds of this beautiful F18. Once again, we started with the box loop. You can see just how hard the Hornet can pull. Got such an amazing agility to just point its nose 90 degrees. A beautiful rip across the sky just as the afterburners engage there. So after we've flown the figure of 8, pulling up into the sky, positioning ourselves back towards the center, coming in for our first pass. With the vice versa aileron rolls, so you roll left, full 360, and then roll right. I just overrolled the aircraft just a little bit there. And coming across for our inverted pass. Just holding that turn once more. Dipping the nose towards the crowd and then just pulling. It just looks awesome. And the slow aileron roll. have been a little bit slower, but it's okay. And then pulling hard. The vapor effects on the Hornet are just amazing. See the right engine engaged. Left engine is set to idle. A little flick of the joystick rotates the aircraft over. I love watching the Hornet maneuver at slow speed. It's just such an incredible aircraft to watch, and I think it's generally like one of the most spectacular aircraft displays. After visiting the Tattoo for the first time this year, to see the finished display and the Swiss display, you sort of seen both sides of basically just how capable that these Hornets still are and how agile they are. So here we come in then for our high angle of attack pass. Keeping the nose high at 30 degrees and working the throttle back and forward. Making tiny little adjustments to the stick. I'm going to zoom that out a little bit just so you can see the effect a little bit more. And then the afterburners engaged once I'd cleared the end of the runway. And then just holding the aircraft just to try and maintain, get a bit more speed before we pull into our next maneuver. Up and over the top then. Back towards us. Afterburner on once again. Low fast pass. Off of smoke there as the afterburners are disengaged. Climbing high into the sky. Going hard over the top. this was where we almost cut it a little bit too close. I think. I wanted to rotate over. We pulled the Hornet into the pedal turn. I didn't actually think I had the right afterburner engaged for that maneuver. And you can see we use the left engine. Left engine pushing the right rudder to balance it out. You'll see here. Whoa, ho, ho. Yeah, we cut that really close. Holy moly. If you were watching that, you'd be thinking he's going to crash. Woo. I always seem to push my luck lately with these Hornet demos. That was my own fault for screwing up my altitudes a little bit. And then the wing wave. And then we're going to come back past for our 0.95 Mach. Fly past. Afterburners on. Sometimes I just love watching this view, but I feel like when you watch these demos from a mobile device, it's really hard sometimes to actually see the aircraft. But just watching it back. Going back across towards the crowd then. You get that moment where you see the aircraft and it's coming towards you, and you get that sort of momentary moment of time where you hear nothing, and then the sound catches up. Breaking away. Little vice versa aileron roll, quick snap, 90-degree snap, and pull. And then we come back in for a landing. Air brake deployed. Zoom in because it's quite far out. That's as far as I can zoom in apparently. And as the landing gear comes down, the landing light comes on. Coming back towards the runway. After a successful display, cutting it very close on the flat spin slash pedal turn. A little bit quicker than a pedal turn, I think. And the little vapor trail is just off the side of the wings. Zoom out just a little bit. Nice touchdown. Air brake deployed. You can see because I can't modulate my braking, I don't have an analog control to modulate the braking. My brakes are either on and off, so it's why you see like the brake trails. And to be honest, the runway at Kutaisi isn't the longest. So I try and touch the Hornet down as early as I can to make like maximum use of the runway to make sure I do get the Hornet slowed down. Because I can't tell you the number of times I've ended up either on the grass or coming very close to basically being on the grass. Then I can just press F1 and go back into the cockpit. And as the canopy opens, I'm going to hit the pause button there, and that is going to wrap up our display. I'm quite happy with that, to be honest. I feel like it went well. It went okay. We did cut it super close. But hey, the good thing about DCS, if it does go wrong, you can always hit the beautiful reset button. But anyway, that is going to wrap up our stream. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Really appreciate it. I think I will eventually. I really do need to set up my Twitch because obviously YouTube is not the greatest platform for streaming on. I do need to set up my Twitch so I can start doing these streams much more regularly over on Twitch. Not just with DCS but with other games as well. But a massive thank you as always for watching, and as always, take care, stay safe until the next time. This is Liquid signing off.